I'm ordained.
Are you? You don't train us though, but we'll keep you as backup.
Jimmy Fletcher.
21.
Oh, fun.
Close.
Yeah, yeah.
So now she's excited. But she's like, "It'll be my first one. I'm nervous." I'm like, Tony, come on. You're like Mother Earth itself. You're
It's true.
fine.
Well, and the church can't pack a huge audience.
No, I think right now we're like
Beautiful.
beautiful. You're gonna laugh because I've been married before and I did the whole shebang, right? I want this to be the most stressless, easy thing. I'm actually looking for dresses on Marketplace right now. I'm like, who's got a size that fits? Do you know selling
I saw
I'll
one.
take it.
I was in the airport, like literally as I was leaving the house, I was going to
I'll tell you my size, but we're not.
Yes, that I can guess.
Are you doing Elisa's party after?
We're having it in our yard.
Oh, fun. That'd be
It's such a
beautiful.
big yard.
Yeah.
It's absolutely need to do.
Oh, snap.
I already employed two of my girlfriends. I'm like, you wouldn't have to come over and help me get these gardens for 100 people.
Flower girls, in this case, are.
Yeah, are actually my lawn crew.
Okay, well, if Tony somehow falls through, you let me know.
All right, I will.
Oh, I'll make a PowerPoint.
PowerPoints, oh my God. But no, so it's just, and we're gonna hopefully have like one or two person. I will just like one of Lisa's band people. She's
Oh, fun.
Oh, yeah.
have them come out. Oh, there it comes. Mine got silent. I didn't go up either.
But if it's on silent, it's still supposed to go out.
Yeah.
You could also think I'm in Hopkins. That occasionally
Oh, is it
happens
just yours?
so
Well,
far.
no, I think Lynn's went up too. Did yours
Brenda?
go off?
Brenda.
Oh,
Brenda.
sorry. Might nominate. Brenda, did yours go off too? I thought I heard two of them go off.
No, that was just
Okay.
It does advise to take shelter in a basement or an interior room now.
In Hennepin?
Here?
it does.
In what county?
I don't know. I can't open.
So yes, just in case where we go for
Oh, here we go.
tornadoes is the stairwell. And we'll show you part of City Hall, maybe for City.
So the door's propped, so it's quick access.
That's right.
I just got the alert from Carver County. I'm opening it up right now. Mine came through text. It wasn't the official, like, freak out weather.
I think it's raining.
It's severe thunders.
Yeah, it's not.
Is that from where you live?
Maybe.
Is it?
She's still opening it.
It's just doing this.
Mine says a severe thunderstorm.
Yeah,
Okay, mine says tornado warning, so maybe it thinks I'm in
So,
Hennepin
I
County.
think we'll start until we hear the sirens. So I think we're okay. This is a weird one for me. Okay, with that, I'll call the meeting to order. Please join me in the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, before we get into our meeting tonight, over the weekend, in reaction to the horrific assassinations of Representative Melissa Hartman, her husband Mark, and the assassination attempts on John Hoffman and his wife Yvette. I am shocked, sad, and angry about Saturday's shootings in Brooklyn Park and Champlin. My thoughts go out to all of those who've been affected by these tragedies. Our democracy is built on the foundation of peaceful discourse, and we exercise that every other Monday right here. As I said almost exactly 11 months ago, violence has absolutely no place in the American political process. This cannot be tolerated and must end. All right. With that, we are going to jump into the agenda. Another just a small asterisk is we got a little bit of concerning weather outside, so we may pause for a moment or two for the folks who are watching online. So with that, can I get a motion to approve the agenda, please?
I'll make a motion to approve the agenda.
Motion by Councilmember Pershman.
Go ahead.
You got it, Christy.
Okay, I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Mock. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right. Is anybody here for community comment tonight for anything that's not on tonight's agenda? All right. Presentations and reports. Guess we'll skip that for now.
Yep.
Let's see. Let's go ahead to the consent agenda. Can I get a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda.
Motion by Councilmember Mock.
I'll second.
Second by Councilmember Pershman. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right. For business items, tonight we have 8.1, the Summergate annexation.
Thank you, Mayor and Council. Casey, if you want to come up and join us, you're welcome to now.
I bet he's busy with the weather.
Or maybe sleeping after a long weekend.
That's true.
Yeah.
All right, so thank you, Mayor and Council. Like you mentioned, we are working through an annexation application tonight. So right now is just the annexation process. So a brief overview of how we got here, what we do, what the steps are that are required. So a developer typically sends staff an application. We then check it against our orderly annexation agreement that we have with Dahlgren Township. We've had it since 2014. There have been a couple updates, but the agreement continues to act as our leading document for how we work through annexation processes. At that point, staff notifies the township that we've received an application and that it generally conforms with the orderly annexation agreement. The township then has 30 days to review, so they bring it through the township board. The township is also paid $500 per acre for annexation applications. So it's per acre that's coming into the city limits. The township then gets $500 per acre to make up for lost taxable income. Right now we're at step number 3, which is the city council review. After tonight, if it's favorable, staff will process the application onto the State Office of Administrative Hearings. They again have a 30-day review, so they check everything. They check our orderly annexation agreement. They check the surveys. They check the property to make sure that it adheres to our orderly annexation agreement. At that point, we get a notice from that office, and the property is annexed into city limits. Something to always remember is that our default zoning when an annexation occurs is that it's ag or agriculture, and until we rezone that property, it stays in our agricultural district. So something I talk about quite a bit during the platting process, but something I just want to stress that when it comes in, it's ag. We have to do a process to get it to change to any other type of zoning. So tonight, it's annexation only. No other applications are contemplated at this time. What annexation does is that it gives Carver, the City of Carver, land use approvals, so we can move forward with other applications. So we can't do preliminary plat approval, we can't do rezoning approval until we have land use authority over the area. There are many applications and updates that are anticipated through Summerfield and Summergate. We're beginning work now on the year-ish long environmental review, so we're all starting to dig our teeth into what that looks like, who's doing what it will look like as a long-term document. And then we're in earnest beginning work with coordination with Carver County, knowing that there's significant work that needs to be done on the county roads to get down to the project area. So the concept on the screen, the City Council reviewed in April, so the full concept for Summerfield is roughly 2,500 units across a large swath of land that we're beginning to take down in bite-sized pieces for annexation. We'll move forward with platting, rezoning, etc. So this is the concept that the City Council and Planning Commission recently reviewed. And then I am going to work really hard to give some context for this project just so people can start to wrap their head around where it's located. If you drive south of the Bluffs, at least I was surprised how quickly it comes up, that it's actually really close to our city limits. It's always felt like our South Growth area, it's way down there. Well, it's going to take years to get there, but it comes up pretty quick once you move south of the Bluffs. So a general location of where it's located, Mount Carmel Road and Maplewood Road are 2 areas to start to begin to figure out where you're at. But generally the area in red is the area where Summerfield is, specifically Phase 1. Here is the Phase 1 concept plan, which the City Council has also reviewed. So generally, it's about 114 acres, 255 homes. This was just the concept plan though, so it's very subject to change as we get to know more through the environmental review and the platting process. So concept plan likely to change, but the general area for the annexation application tonight. And then on the screen is the general location of the annexation information in the packet. So roughly 114 acres, 2 property owners, one of them being Tollefson, which is the Summergate group. Right, so that is it. Casey with Summergate is in the room if you have questions, comments, but generally the application adheres with our orderly annexation agreement and can be forwarded onto the state. So I'll open it up for discussion.
Anything you wanted to say in addition to Aaron's presentation? You don't have to. Okay. Any questions?
So we kind of covered this just a couple of weeks ago. I don't think I have any additional questions at this stage. So looking for
Random question, I don't know if you know the answer, but property taxes, they will become annexed into the City of Carver just in time for kind of second half of property taxes. Those then go to
Sorry, it's paid. So the full application requires that you pay the full year, but once the new tax year starts, yes.
So it starts in 26.
Okay, okay, is when we will get ag tax revenue off of this, and then start. Okay. Yes, go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna assume the exceptions on here because the landowners have not sold or are not under contract.
Correct.
Okay. And then remind me where we had kind of the larger park. This, I'm assuming, Aaron, that you wouldn't let this come through if this was overlaid over, we were looking at park area.
So phase 1 is generally here, where my cursor is now. We have the park slated for
Yep.
this general area. So again, subject to change as we learn more, but that's the area we're starting to target.
I don't have any other questions.
No questions. So I would entertain a motion.
All right, so I'll make a motion to adopt Resolution 116-25 approving annexation of property in accordance with Orderly Annexation Agreement 1428.
Motion by Councilmember Hirschman,
I'll second.
second by Councilmember Mock. Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. All right. Thanks for coming out, Casey.
Not a problem.
Yeah.
Uneventful.
Okay, well, enjoy getting back to your car.
Yeah, maybe hang out a little bit longer.
Maybe. Thank you. Have a good night.
You too, thanks. All right, communications.
Beginning of the council meeting, I think that sums up my feelings as well. As somebody that is part of a group of people that spend their time to make the community better for the people that are neighbors, it was impactful to have your peers in Minneapolis and St. Paul target it that way. So I appreciate the statements that you made. I have a question about the letter from Great River Energy. Have we taken any further action as a result of that letter?
Do you want me to take it?
I can start and then maybe you can.
Sure.
You're in the driver's seat. You let us know when we gotta run. Okay. We see Brenda get up and start walking back.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we'll keep going. Before he left, Brent sent an email saying you're invited to our, I think it's July 7th meeting. They've since responded back and said, yep, that's great. What do you want from us? Do you want us to explain the project or do you want us to explain the process? And I said, let's do a hybrid of both. I said, I'm sure we will have plenty of questions.
Okay.
So where the things stand with the administrative law judge, as I understand it, she's supposed to rule. Remember they said like end of August.
Yes.
She scoffed a little bit at that of like, I think maybe it felt too early for her, but I think we're in a, like, as far as process and decision, I think we're in a good decision. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, that all sounded good. So if you have specific questions, July 7th will be a great meeting to ask. Mike Swenson is the person we've been communicating with, so he's planning to be here.
All right, great. That's it? Thank you.
I don't have anything.
Neither do I. All right, good. Well, I will make up for what you guys don't have because I have a little bit of a laundry list again tonight. Let's see here. On June 3rd, we had the first farmers market of the season. We partner with the chamber on that, and this year they've kind of marketed it as the community market, and they've done some really great things as far as there is the something on produce program where you can bring your kiddos and they get little tokens that are good for so much off of fresh fruits and veggies, and you can stack those. So if they don't see anything that tickles their fancy in week 1, you can keep them and hold them, and maybe you buy the whole farmers market out in August when they've saved all of those. So really great, but a little bit more community, like Southern Valley Alliance was there. So they're also, I think, trying to work really hard to get vendors. I wasn't able to make it last week, but if you know of anybody who wants to be a vendor at the farmers market, please send them our way and we can get them, because I've talked about that before. We held that here at the Mocha Monkey. Got to show everybody the downstairs conference room, which I still think is so cool. Also on June 10th, we had the HPC meeting. Flipping to look forward now, tonight, the Met Council is having their committee of the whole meeting from 4:30 until 6 at the Chaska Event Center. And they are just kind of taking their meetings on a road show and having them out in the district. So we are part of District 4, Untitled Carver's district, and we're going to be having the meeting there. They're doing a half an hour of meeting, and then the remaining half an hour is going to be, I think they're trying to make these meetings like fun. So they are having Tane Danger, who is kind of known for improvisation and the school public policy. He is going to be leading two panel discussions, one with Mayor Taylor Hubbard and then former Mayor Mark Winchell, talking about the development of Fireman's Park and that whole area where we're going to be sitting. And then another one with me, somebody from the Shakopee Milwaukee, and then Bill from Bill's Talkery in Shakopee, who's going to be there, and we're going to be talking about kind of community relationships and partnerships. So, should be interesting.
Who's the expected audience for that?
Public.
Just the public in general, so it's not all council members from around.
Well, it's going to be a council meeting, so I think all of the council should be there. And I don't know who's like the general audience for that council meeting. I
Okay.
would imagine that there are a few more people than we have in our audience. But I don't know if that audience that attends regularly in St. Paul will come out to Chaska. So
What day was on that?
That's,
What date was that on?
it's Wednesday. It starts at 4:30, kind of an open house.
This
Then
Wednesday.
the meeting itself starts at 5.
Is it televised?
Don't think so because it's going to be like on Broadway.
Okay.
So, let's see. Thursday, our offices are closed for Juneteenth. A little bit of a legislative update. So, this was a budget year, and there was a smaller bonding bill, but the capital. So I'm going to just read this because I'm not sure that I'll be able to summarize it adequately. But the capital project funding includes a net $700 million in new general obligation bonds and $10.5 million of general fund appropriations. Most of that funding supports state facility preservation and construction and programs that allocate funds to local governments for specific purposes. Now, of that, the flood mitigation program received $9 million. So let me take half a step back. Good news and bad news. Good news was flood mitigation, $9 million for that. Bad news is we didn't get what I kind of refer to as straight bonding that we've received previously. That's when we got the $6 million in 2023. So, of that $9 million pie that the DNR's flood mitigation program got, it's still to be determined if we're going to get any of that. Todd Hubner, our engineer who works on that program, has always said that the DNR likes to fully fund projects. So they're not known to like give us some money and then let us just hang and try to finish the project. But because it's $9 million, and I think we're in for $3 or $4 million alone, there's probably be a 0% chance that we're going to get fully funded. We might get a small chunk of money. So to be determined. There was some paperwork that we submitted this week, and I think we're expecting to hear back from the DNR by the end of this. This month feels really soon. That's what Todd told me. So to be determined. Switching topics. Night to Unite. New this year, when folks do their Night to Unite parties, we're asking them to donate non-perishable food items that will be given to Bountiful Baskets. We are also going to do a friendly competition between Carver Fire, Chan Fire, and Chaska Fire to see who can collect the most non-perishable food items. So I got a call from somebody at Chaska Fire, and I asked if we could have it weighted a little bit.
Like a percentage? I was just gonna say.
We are a third of the size of either
Yeah.
one of those communities, and she didn't seem to get what I was saying, but we'll see. And at the end of the day, it's the residents who really need the food who are going to win. So super excited to support that and to try something new and fun this year. And Chief Trimbo and Chief Walsh have been fantastic about like, yeah, let's do it, let's try it, let's see. What, you know. Last but not least, this morning I got an email from our government affairs contact at Comcast to let me know, and I didn't share this with you, Aaron, I don't know if you got it or not, but they are going to be making upgrades to their system beginning next year. So it is going to be the installation of Comcast fiber and then existing equipment upgrades. So I'm not really sure what choices. I think those of us who have memories long enough to remember the Metronet installation process remember that there's a little bit of heartburn associated with that. So we are both going to be in Duluth next week for the League of Minnesota Cities Conference. So we're going to tell you about that and all the things we say. Okay. That is it for me. Anybody else has anything else? I'd entertain a motion to adjourn.
I'd make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. Motion by Councilmember Pasco,
A second.
second by Councilmember Hirschman. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Good evening.